This video is going to talk about how Project Insight calculates the work status on a summary task. In this example, you'll see that my summary task has a roll-up of 50 hours, and all of its tasks are currently not started or at 0% complete. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at first what Project Insight is going to need in order for this work status of the summary task to update to started. Now, my demo site has a work status threshold of 25% for started, which is the default um, for all sites out of the box. So if you see here in the work status administration for the add-on, my started is 25%, in progress 50, almost done 75, and done is at 100. So that's the same for all other sites out of the box, and once that threshold is met, then the started work status will appear. So if we take a look at this task list again, we can take a look at how many hours is required to be completed for this work status to update to started, or 25% complete. If we get our handy dandy calculator, we can take the 50 hours and we can take that to the 25% threshold. We can see that 12.5 hours of this task list have to be completed in order for the work status to update from not started to started. And then if we did this next one, the 50 hours, this one should be pretty easy. 25 hours have to be completed for it to say in progress, which is 50%, and then 75% of that 50 for the almost done, and then 100% for the done. So if we close this out here, now if we want to make sure that we see this to update to not started to started, then let's update this to completed. You can see that 5 hours is 10% of that 50 hours, so it still hasn't reached that 25%. This task is now updated to 100% done, which is only moving it up to another 2%. But we're about to close out this one as from not started to done, and that 8 hours is now going to get put into that calculation. That 8 hours pushed up the whole summary task of 50 hours to 28%, so now it's reached and actually succeeded that threshold of 25%. Now it says started. Now if we do that again for these 8 hours, it's going to move it up to 44%, but if we see 44% is not 50, so it still is in that started range. It hasn't reached 50%, which is the in progress threshold. Now if I skip over this task and I maybe go to the started option here, the work started, and then just move it up to started rather than completed. Go ahead and hit save here. You can see that the percent complete is at 48% now. Now, why is that? That's because we took the 8 hours and we said we're 25% of the way done of those 8 hours. So what that essentially is if we take the 8 hours, let's clear that out, 8 hours times 25%, that's 2 hours. So now we've completed the 8, the 1, the 5, and 2 hours of these 8. So you see it moved it up to 48%, but if we go ahead and hit complete now it's reached above that 50% threshold, and now it is in the in progress work status. The same goes for now the um, the 20-hour big chunk of tasks here. Even if I go all the way up to almost done, which is 75% of that 20 hours, it's still at 90%. So the whole summary task is still almost done because it hasn't reached that done threshold yet of 100%. However, once the task list is completed and I've hit done, all of the tasks in the task list are at 100%, and the summary task will reflect that.